It is once again time to react to your hot takes. Don't take it personal, it's not meant to be personal. Let's get right into it. Betrayed King says, Rhaenyra should have killed her father when they were still in King's Landing instead of returning to Dragonstone and letting his suffering prolong. They were unprepared to seize the throne and it cost her a son. She should have poisoned him as he went to sleep one night, like Cersei was prepared to do with Tommen when Stannis was pounding at the gates during Battle of Blackwater. Death was on his door, it was a mercy. Congratulations, you just made Rhaenyra a kinslayer. Now I get what you mean, I definitely do. It was a mercy and I personally wouldn't want to live like that. I think what you're getting at with that whole seizing the throne thing is kind of similar situation to Janos Slynt and Ned Stark in season 1. In book 1, and I just don't see that happening. The Greens have ruled the Seven Kingdoms for quite some time at this point, and with all of that planning and the plotting by Otto and the other players involved, I just don't think that this would have been possible for Rhaenyra. If anything, I think they might have killed her. If she was at the capital, who knows what would have happened. So yeah, it would have been a mercy, but it would have been a mercy that would have come with a heavy price. SpiderX says, the most righteous of men has been accused of being both a kinslayer and a hypocrite, who believes that there is one law for himself and another for everyone else. I say that he is neither. Stannis has shown that he believes that all crimes must be punished, fully and immediately, regardless of circumstance. Yet when his brother is murdered, he takes no action against those responsible. Why? What Brienne and Catelyn saw that day was not murder, but rather a willing sacrifice made in a greater cause. Renly Baratheon is exactly as dead as Mance Rayder. Stand with me or stand with those who would slander Stannis. I don't even know where to begin. So let's just read it and try to understand it, because I'm struggling so bad right now. What Brienne and Catelyn saw that day was not murder. So he's talking about Renly. And then it gets really fucking crazy. As a willing sacrifice made in a greater cause. Renly Baratheon is exactly as dead as Mance Rayder. Are you suggesting that Renly Baratheon is still alive? Are we doing that? Jesus fuck Christ, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on? Can we please stop with all of these? He's alive. Theories, just for once. Renly, what purpose would Renly serve at this point in the story? Stand with me or stand with those who would slander Stannis. Sorry, bro. Renly is alive. I guess. I still don't. Put it down in the comments. What the fuck does he mean? What the fuck do you mean, Spider-Egg? Why? Allegro says, Lyanna didn't die in childbirth. Whatever happened at the Tower of Joy was more sinister, which is why Ned tore the entire place down and pulled whatever baby swapping shenanigans happened with Ashara. Ashara Dayne. Again, they stopped adapting it deliberately. N plus A equals J. The absolute mental fucking gymnastics on that one. And I think it's time to let it go, man. It is time. It's time. Please just let it go. I think dying in childbirth is sinister enough. So what a lot of people, and I know these theories, what a lot of people are getting at is that whole thing with Ned tearing that tower down. I get that, but to me that's just a young man that is grieving and he put out his anger. And apart from that, I just don't see Ned being much of a schemer. This whole thing with Ashara, and yeah, it was sinister enough. Paul says, Oster Tully's death was dragged so long. Feels like in half of her chapters, Catelyn just chilled there doing... Jesus. Feels like in half of her chapters, Catelyn just chilled there doing nothing but waiting. What is happening today? Seriously, what the fuck is happening today? God damn, can people grieve? Catelyn is already getting so much hate. Can we please let her grieve her own fucking father? I know what you mean. I know what you mean. It definitely drag a little, but man, we get to know a lot of backstory, Blackfish, Littlefinger, Lysa. I don't know, I just like stuff like that, the slower paced things. The world building, yeah, I know what you mean, but come on. Let her grieve her own dad. Yeah. Chaircat says, who is more powerful, Walder Frey or Balon Greyjoy? Yeah, it's gonna be Balon Greyjoy. I think he's my most hated character in A Song of Ice and Fire, but come on now. Walder Frey is what? 300 years old? Yeah. One punch and Walder Frey is sleeping the long sleep. Orphaboy says, Tyrion chapters are boring. He cries about a hard life while living in luxury. But that goes for every character in our story. They all grew up rich, pretty much. Oh, boo-hoo, you had to watch your own father getting beheaded. And you also had to marry the monster that ordered his beheading. Ah, well, you had lemon cakes. Yeah, lemon cakes. Shut the fuck up. Oh, you as well. And then you had no one in the world. Well, that's not true, though. That is not true. Remember Hot Pie? Do you remember Hot Pie? Oh, your brother barbecued your face. Shut up, man. You've been kingsguard. And now you're digging graves. It's a peaceful life. You... Yeah, nah. I'm not doing that one. I'm not doing that one. Jesus V says, I'm a black supporter, but it seems like HBO has villainized the Greens. Do you agree? I only agree partially. I think they could have done way worse, and I actually expected them to do way worse. Well, sure, they made Aegon horrendous right from the get-go in the first season, instead of, gradually showing his decline into becoming that version over the course of the seasons and the war itself. The Blacks are definitely no saints in the show. Daemon is a straight-up villain in House of the Dragon. He killed his first wife, pretty much abandoned his second wife, and choked his third wife. He doesn't have many redeeming qualities in the show. He doesn't have much of what makes him a great character so far. He's entertaining, don't get me wrong, and Matt Smith is killing his lines and everything, but he's no saint, and I just don't get how people are forgetting about this when they're talking about the Greens and the Blacks in contrast to each other.
I will not touch Renly. Is she gonna throw him on the swords? I don't trust her.
He and Rhaenyra also killed an innocent man so they could do the Laenor fake out. And last but not least, Rhaenys killed I don't know how many civilians at the Dragon Pit. In turn, Aemond killed Viserys by accident, and Alicent doesn't really push Aegon as much as we all thought she would. Instead, she second guesses her decisions all the time. I don't think they villainized the Greens entirely in the show. I just think that in contrast, Aegon and Rhaenyra, if you compare them, it becomes pretty clear who the show wants you to support. And in that regard, I hope that House of the Dragon doesn't shy away from showing Rhaenyra's horrible acts down the road. Just makes for a better story. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. Check out the other ones in the series. This is a reoccurring thing that we do on this channel. Hope you're doing well. Take care and see us later.